minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Live from the Cheap Seats. I am your host, Andrew Faubert, and yet there we go. It is a loss to us, for us, the Buccaneer fan base, to the Rams, 30-27. What a game. What a game. What a game. I still am torn up. I still don't know necessarily what to say. I'm all, it kind of sucks. I think all of us were hoping, obviously, for a little bit better. But it is what it is. As Rick Hughes had put it very politely and very bluntly, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been officially eliminated from playoff contention by the Los Angeles Rams in a game we should not have even been this close. There is a lot of money that was lost in Vegas today because of the comeback that the Buccaneers were on. 27-3 at one point. Pretty sure 20-3 at one point at least. And what ended up happening was we were given the utmost opportunities by not only the sports gods, but by the actual players on the field itself. And today we are going to talk about it for the next hour and a bit. So remember to like and share this show. Tell all your friends that we have a depressed ginger up here in Canada. Yes, up here. Well, down here technically in my basement. It's very, very weird not being on top. But there's good things to take away from this. There's bad things to take away from this. Man, what do we got to say for ourselves, ladies and gentlemen? What do we have to say for ourselves personally? I mean, honestly, this has been one hell of a ride. This game has been one hell of a ride. Honestly, this whole experience, being a Buccaneers fan for the last 2 years, has been one hell of an experience. One hell of a ride. This game started off with 2 runs to Leonard Fournette and then 2 passes incomplete. And then from there on, it was just madness. We didn't necessarily have an identity for this game. We were lost. Understandably so. All-pro right tackle gone. The guy who comes in to replace him, the only guy apparently we got to replace him, hobbling around. No Godwin, no AB. Defense, if it wasn't for the fact that they're all playing together for the first time in a long time, I don't think we actually could have made it back. This is going to be a hard one to swallow for a lot of fans because now we live in the social media era where we've already seen the Saints fans, I've already got a couple, come at us and start with, the trolling. Every fan base right now is trolling us. The Brady hate is real. Deservingly so. Maybe. Sure. In fact, that a 44-year-old man took the Buccaneers to a Super Bowl in the first season and then made them a 13-win team this year, which then led us to the divisional round against an opponent that honestly I think is probably going to win it all now, looking at how that team is built. But honestly, when I watched this game, at one point, I wanted to turn it off, go upstairs, hang out with the kids, not yell at my TV anymore. This poor thing has been through some abuse. But I knew that we had Tom Brady, and I knew we had a Super Bowl winning defense, Super Bowl winning squad all over the place. And by all over the place, I mean the 53-man roster. This is a team that we celebrated with last year, so I knew it to give me hope. And of course they gave me hope. That's why this epic little comeback that we saw our team on happened. It just so happened at the end of the game, like everybody knows, I made that worse. We gave them 46 seconds, and in that 46 seconds, they made it count. They did everything that we would have done as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had we been given 46 seconds. Take advantage of the small things that happen, the breakdowns that happen. Just enjoy the ride. What happened at the end of the game, I cannot explain. I don't know if it was lack of coverage. Bruce Arians, I know, has came out and said that not everybody blitzed. I don't necessarily know what that means because I think that people should have been staying home a little bit. People should have possibly been in man coverage or at least in zone coverage. Just something to prevent them from getting the big shot down the field like they did. This is really hard for me. It's hard for me as a Buccaneers fan, as a diehard Buccaneers fan up here in Canada, because it's hard to say this, but this is arguably one of the best games I've ever watched, and we lost. And we might possibly have watched Tom Brady's last game, not only as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, but in the NFL itself. It's hard. Chris Godwin, that could have been his last game as a Buccaneer. It's a lot of things that happen in this game. And it's not easy to swallow that pill just yet. I'm not going to get into the stats of the game. I don't think anybody really cares at this point who threw what for what, and ran for what. We lost. Now it's time to think about next season. Already. What are we going to do? We're not in panic mode, though some may think that, considering that Tom Brady buzz, as Collinsworth has said it today, is out there. He might leave. He might disappear off into the sunset with his wife and his kids and take his money and all the fame that he has gotten himself, and just retire. 2 years with the Buccaneers would put him in some Hall of Fame categories that other people wish that they could be in, just with the Buccaneers time alone. So what would we do? Is he going? Is he staying? It's a narrative that's going to happen until at least he talks to the media and tells everybody what they want to hear. Personally, if you're asking me, the smart thing, because it seems like that's the way that everything has been set up in, is coming back for one more year and then allowing all the contracts to play out. That's the franchise smart thing to do for Tom Brady. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Pardon my language. Tom Brady doesn't owe anything technically to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or to the NFL. The man has stayed in here for 25 years, almost. He if anything, deserves a little bit of time off, a little bit of gratitude. Instead, I go on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, every damn social media platform that you can see out there. There's already videos of people who have had a podcast celebrating Brady's loss as if he is about to retire again. I played that game once. That game where you think Brady is done and gone, leaving the league forever. No, he's not. He's not going anywhere. And if he does, totally fine. We are ready to go again. Look at this team. A lot of key players are going to leave. That's true. A lot of key players are going to stay. A lot of key players are going to want to get paid. A lot of those key players will get paid. Whether it be by us or by another team. More than likely by us, though. We like to keep some talent within our franchise sometimes. This is a hard one for a lot of people. A lot of people put a lot of money on this too. Not just this game, but just for the Buccaneers to win the Super Bowl. To be honest with you, this was, again, one of the best games I've watched. Just because we were out. This is like Patriot fans watching the Falcons have a 28-3 lead and just celebrating. Brady tried. And if it wasn't for a bad penalty, understand that penalty is technically the right call. The end of the game, the hit on Evans, I understand. Though we may not like it, it's still the right call. We, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, us, the fan base, came back from 27-3 and made it a game. We made this a game. We made not only this a game, we made this a game of the ages. Really. And playoff Lenny came back. Tristan Wirth wasn't out there. And that's the other thing. We're not making excuses for why we lost this game. No. We don't do that here in Tampa. When I came here to Bucs Report, when I finally came to say social media and started being a part of this growing network of shows that is happening, which, by the way, drop a like and a share so everybody else can check out this one and everything else that Bucs Report and North Sports Dynasty has to offer you. To be honest with you, when I came here, we had the number 1 overall pick in Jameis Winston. And the whole time, I had people saying, you just have to let it breathe. You just got to let him develop. I don't think 97% of the quarterbacks in this league could have dealt with what was thrown at them today. To be 100% honest with you. Like, mad respect to the Rams. Can we do that as a fan base here? Can we have a little bit of respect for the enemies that beat us so we can learn from the people that we have to now beat? Next year, we got to beat the Rams. Right now, it seems like everybody's got to beat the Rams. Unless I turn my head and all of a sudden the Chiefs are winning, which they are. Not by much, but they are. Rams are a great team. We did a great job. We did an absolutely great job. Everybody deserves their pay. Everybody deserves the recognition that they've gotten. The rookies, the vets coming back. Going back to the game. Some of these penalties, a lot of people are going to take the whole entire offseason to say that, Stafford's a kicker, and if it wasn't for that, if it wasn't for Brady getting the personal call, I mean, wouldn't it be absolutely face it? Or wouldn't it be absolutely hilarious? I don't know why I said it like that, but wouldn't it be absolutely hilarious if Brady's last game of the season or of his career, he got a personal call on him? This is the first time ever. There's a lot of things to look at here. and say, yes, the Bucs should have done this differently. The Bucs should have done that differently. The Bucs should have done this. And even going into the offseason, a lot of people are going to point at that. We don't need our left tackle. We don't need this. We don't need Fournette. What we need is a better quarterback, and we need better corners because our corners suck, and Winfield should be fired, blah, 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 blah. Those are the kind of things that we're going to see highlighted on shows throughout the whole entire offseason. Not on this network. No, we don't do that. We talk about real things here, which is why right now we're talking about the fact that the Buccaneers lost, and it was a hard loss to deal with. The emotions of this game were an actual roller coaster. We're not out of it. Like, we're out of it this year, obviously. But this winning culture, this, being the laughing stock of the league that we have been for so many years, that's gone. It's gone. Like, Brady came in and won us a Super Bowl. The one Super Bowl that Tom Brady won us is more than the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Detroit Lions, the Houston Texans, Carolina Panthers, the Atlanta Falcons, and the Minnesota Vikings, the Buffalo Bills, the Arizona Cardinals. Am I missing something? The Cincinnati Bengals? The LA Chargers? How many of these teams have waited and would kill for an opportunity to trade everything for 1 year for one opportunity at the championship? Brady now gave us our second. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have 2 flipping Super Bowls. Again, take all the teams that I just said and then add in the fucking Aints, pardon my language. Add in the Raiders. Pretty sure. I think the Raiders only have one. Add in a couple other teams. I'm trying to think of them all from the top of my head. The only teams that only have one championship. Besides the New Orleans Saints. I don't want to just hate on them, but I hate you all. I think it's the Raiders. There's a lot of Tennessee Titans. That's another one. How many different teams in the league do we have more championships with then? Do you honestly think that we, as the Buccaneers fan base, care about NFC South championships? It looks cool. You think we care about being the NFC champions? We care about going for it all or nothing. That's what we are. We're flipping pirates, man. We go for it all. We got nothing. Look at the history of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's been times where we have been good. We have had a great opportunity to continue on, whether it be ownership or coaching or players not wanting to play here or just things like that. There's a reason why teams fall off, and just as we have. What we have here and what we had in 2002 is an opportunity traded for and signed in free agency. An opportunity that basically nobody else really had thought about taking or trying before. Trading for a head coach in 2002. And in this case, we went with Tom Brady, the 42 to 43-year-old old man. What is he going to do to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? That. So what we lost? Our culture. The thing I have been hoping for this whole entire season for Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans. It's here now. We got a standard. And so what if we go back into losing in the slump? I don't want it, obviously. Nobody wants to go back to losing. And to be honest with you, I think Brady's coming back next year. I think Brian Leftwich and Todd Bowles will as well. And then get different opportunities. And to be honest with you, I think it's because of certain quarterbacks that are coming out next year's draft compared to the ones that are coming out this year's draft. Just saying. Gotta look at the big picture. Brady is probably going into the locker room or into his car, to his house. Probably had the idea. The reason why this buzz of Brady retirement that has been happening is more than likely because Tom Brady has came out to some friends and maybe has talked about it. And somebody talked to somebody and something gets reported. Brady probably had when we make it to the Super Bowl or the NFC Championship and we win the Super Bowl or we lose in the NFC Championship or we lose in the Super Bowl, I think it'll be okay for me to retire. I think it'll be fine. I think I can leave my legacy untarnished. Hell, even today, in a weird way, he could have possibly retired. But then when you look at the big picture, that a 44-year-old man took a depleted offense. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's not use excuses in the offseason, but let's also not kid ourselves. No Chris Godwin, no Antonio Brown, no Tristan Wirfs, and our right tackle that came in to back up Tristan Wirfs has also got a bummed ankle, a bum leg. Depleted. A 44-year-old man came in with a depleted offense and a running back who just finally came back of IR. And really no backups. And we're down one of the biggest margins we have seen since the 44-year-old man did it himself. And he came so damn close. It was a mistake by the defense. That's really it. But how can we sit there and just blame the defense for this when the defense today evolved back into mid-game, may I also add you, to the Super Bowl defense that we had? We're going to blame them for Todd Bowles' one bad play call? No. Other teams are possibly going to do that to Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles may all of a sudden have to answer at the next opportunity he gets for a head coaching job or the next actual interview process. Say he's to get a second interview with maybe the Bears. They go, say Justin Fields is sitting there on an 8-8 season and we need this win at the end of it and at the end of the game, blah, 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 blah. And are you going to do the same type of bullshit that you did for Tampa Bay? He's going to have to sit there and answer for that. Brian Leftwich's play calling early on in games is also something that he's going to have to come up and talk about. This is not going to be an easy offseason for our coaches or for most of the players that are here because it's going to hang over them. We know, and just as much as everybody else knows, that this team is a Super Bowl winning team. And there's a couple out there. The Rams, definitely the Rams, the Chiefs, and the Bills. The 49ers have been to the Super Bowl. The Bucs are going to be able to come back from this so long as we can get it all back together. It sucks. It really does. But you know what? It's been fun for the last 2 years, has it not? Hasn't it been? Wasn't it great to give Saints fans last year absolute hope in order to just rip it away from them in the playoffs? Same thing with this year. Here, I'll lob you 2 free regular season wins. Still can't even meet you in the postseason. Would have liked to have played you today. We have done things as a fan base, as people who have done shows even, because we've won. Think about that. How many people in this thread, besides, of course, the people that I know out here in Canada, how many people do you honestly think, how many people out there do you honestly think would be paying attention to a Canadian talking about our beloved Tampa Bay Buccaneers if it wasn't for the fact that we're winning and we're adapting and we are an open fan base? We're evolving. This culture here is evolving with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If we got to go get another quarterback in the offseason, so be it. If we got to trust in Kyle Trask next year, so be it. At this point, we have been blessed with a Super Bowl last year. We have been blessed with a different type of culture change now. We got blessed with a playoff game that's probably going to end up being one of the greatest playoff games of all time. There's nothing to be mad about. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. Any given Saturday, anything can happen. Any given football game, anything can happen. And it happened. And it sucks. It really does. But do you honestly think I'm going to sit here? I'm going to cry. I'm going to sit here and say, I knew it. We should have stayed with Winston the whole time. Winston would have said it. No other quarterback, probably besides Russell Wilson or even Aaron Rodgers, and even some of these quarterbacks that I'm saying probably would have had a hell of a time playing in this game today for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with the offensive line we gave to them. Like, be realistic here. We lost to a better team who is in a healthier situation. And even if we were healthy, this game is probably going to be a little bit more of a shootout and probably ends just as close, to be completely honest with you. But we grinded it out. We got there. And I'm so happy we did. I'm so happy we did. My fiance almost started crying when she checked her phone and saw that it was 27-27. I don't care. We are the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This happens to every fan base. You can't win every year. It happens to everybody. But talk to Minnesota Viking fans. Talk to Atlanta Falcon fans. And I'm sorry, Kyle, I don't mean to bring up, people in particular's teams. They would give up the opportunity if they knew 100%. If you take Tom Brady next year, you win a Super Bowl. You're going to take that? Fuck yeah. I'll take the abuse online. I'll take everything online. I'll take all of it. Who cares at that point? For some of these franchises, winning is all that matters. A championship is all that matters. And for us, we got it. All right? Let's stop hating on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This hate that I'm seeing in social media out there, the Antoine Winfield. Why did we draft Antoine Winfield? Because he was one hell, and he still is one hell of a safety. Why didn't we go and beg Antonio Brown to come back? Because we didn't need him. It would have been nice to have him, but we didn't need him. Could have probably changed the outcome of the game. Who knows? But now people are going to use everything that they possibly can. I don't understand why there's so much hate out there for all these people, or for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when all they've done for us right now in the last 2 years have given us something to actually cheer about. You understand that because we are winning and because of the success that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had, I have met people. I'm going through the comment section right now, and I'll read them off in a bit here, but I want to like Alex Schomber, Carl Hardy, even Yakin Ben Israel, even though I knew he was waiting to come in here and say something. Careful, Kitty loves. Steve Probert, Teresa Baxter, all these people who have been in the comment section today, and other people, Stephen Glasker, Ray Kennedy, everybody that's out there at Bucs Report, all these other shows that exist, like Let's Talk Football, all these other content shows and everything that's out there, everything is because we got to expand our brand and expand our franchise that we love so much, because people like to get on board with people that are winning. And it's not often that you see these teams and these fan bases start to take in other teams' fan bases. I do NSD, North Sports Dynasty. Do you understand that people, because we've been winning, and they're so accustomed to the off season and mock drafts and basically what we do at NSD, the mock drafts, the player rankings, and everything that we do there, and everything that the people have been doing hasn't existed last year. Even this year, there's no need. Why? We're winning. We're in the playoffs. Who the fuck cares what we draft? So you know what people have done? They've gone to and are trying to say help and are giving advice to my co-host Alex Loosemore on what they should be drafting. And it's amazing. It's hilarious. Why? Because we care. We were that franchise. We were that fan base. We still are to some teams. But we take in other teams. We want to see other teams succeed. But we also want to make sure that the New Orleans Saints never succeed ever again. And to be completely honest with you, let's think of the worst for just a second. Let's say we already know Bruce Arians has said he's coming back next year. So we don't have to think of the worst case scenario. Well, let's say Brady says no. Leftwich and Bowles both leave. And we get one more year of Bruce Arians. And it all kind of is a little iffy. And we go back to the, it's there, but it's not fully there. You know what I mean? Are we just all going to go back hiding? No. We've won now. We won a Super Bowl. We've lived through a fun stage here. Technically in ruling, don't we get like another 10 years before we can actually, biatch and complain? I don't want to go through that anymore. This has been a fun ride. And every Buccaneer fan has met and has been able to have these amazing tailgate parties with, and the Loose Cannon podcast, what they've built and just what fans have built, and the franchise and what Brady's done with his TB12 and what the players have been able to do, whether on a grand scale or a medium scale or a small scale, any of these scales whatsoever. People have been able to make money. People have been able to make a living for their family. They've been able to put their footsteps into the city of Tampa Bay. The Tampa Bay Lightning have done it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are doing it. The Rays just went to the World Series there too, but still. This is happening. And it's happened. And I'm up here in Canada and I'm even enjoying it. We got Bucs UK across the pond. You know how upset they are that they have to stay up this late just to watch this game in order to be let down? They're not. It's happened. They've been dealing with it for a long time. And you know what? If anything, they're just so flippin' happy that they finally got to see that championship happen across the pond while social media has happened, so they can enjoy it with other people that they didn't even know existed in other places around the world. This has been fun. This has been great. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when all is said and done, in my opinion, will be one of the best teams that has ever come out of the social media era with its fan base. Doesn't matter if we're small. Doesn't matter if we're a bunch of ragtags and hillbillies and, pirates and all that kind of stuff. We're inclusive. That is the best part. That is the best part. From Australia to Europe to Canada to everywhere, it has been one hell of a ride being a Bucs fan. Don't let anyone ever tell you differently. It sucks. It sucks. But you know what? We still love the Bucs. Let's get to some of these comment sections here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate every single one of you in the comments. I've seen this thing been going off. And to be honest, I'm at a lot of people not hating too much in here, which is quite nice to see. Robert Willis, thank you for tuning in. Says great game. Kenny Spindola, boo Bucs. Oh, hey, like I said, it happens, man. It happens. Ronnie Carr, damn great fourth quarter. One of the best fourth quarters I have seen in a long time. Like for playoff games, just in general, I always bring up the Steelers and Arizona Cardinals Super Bowl game. Still my favorite flipping playoff game ever. Favorite Super Bowl game, of course, ever. But man, that fourth quarter and our fourth quarter, those are some fun games. Thomas Dunn, we had lots of chances. And the Rams did too. That stat, I am still so baffled by some of the things that have happened in this game. Like Cam Akers at the fumble at the 1 yard line, the Peyton Manning snap for Matt Stafford. Like, what the hell was going on? The football gods were literally sitting above Raymond James Stadium, and they're like, "Can you guys just capitalize?" Like, I'm gonna have to make it a lightning delay here pretty damn soon if you guys don't do something. Like, props to Matt Stafford and the LA Rams, man, because holy. Jared Martin tuned it in. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. That game, Roy Williams Jr., that game was staged. I don't care what anybody says. Hey, you're entitled to your opinion, even if it's wrong. It's all good. Always a Bucs. Damn right, it's Robert Willis. Always a Bucs. It does not matter. It doesn't matter. Now, I have said before, if we ever get a team here in Canada, I am definitely becoming a fan of that team. Like, it's Buccaneers first, but my Canadian team is like right next. Like, I would have a flag of both. And that's just because I want a Canadian football NFL team up here so bad that I've already told my fiance very nicely, mind you, that if it does happen, I've put this in place since like the day we started dating. Like, first date, I was like, by the way, there's an NFL team in Toronto or something we're going. She'd be like, I don't care. I'm just so in love with you. And then so she's sitting there like, shut the fuck up. Later on down the road, I'm like, listen, if this happens, we're moving. And now there's whispers, and now she's like, shit. I didn't actually think this would happen. It's like, ha 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 ha. Eddie Fowler, Todd Bowles, so much hate. Hey, thank you for tuning in first. But I mean, again, I don't think it's going to cause him to lose an opportunity to be a head coach. I just think some head coaches that have given him the interviews now are probably going to be like, I can't have that happen to my organization. I'm sorry. And I can see it. I can see that. Come back, Brady. Brady, come back. We'll give you Rob Gronkowski. We'll give you what you want. Please just don't leave the bay. Brady, come back. All right, I'm done. I'll get us flagged for sure because I sing really shittily. What big splash can the Bucs make in the offseason? To be honest with you, I think it would be in the draft. That draft pick that they got is going to be around like the mid-20s to late 20s, obviously, but around that more mid-20s. There is a lot of good prospects out there that either a really good wide receiver or a corner or a lineman on both ends of the ball is more than likely going to be available. In the upcoming weeks, you'll obviously see a lot of people here at Bucs Report talk about some of their favorite prospects. Tune into North Sports Dynasty because we obviously got dynasty prospects, the whole entire offense, and people that you're going to want to draft in your rookie season. But we also do the mock drafts just in real life in general. And we got a big giveaway coming up this year for people who get the most right in the first 32 picks, just like we did last year. And remember, Alex got 8 out of 32, which makes him technically an NFL analyst. Me, I got 7 out of 32, which makes me a step down, which is like a journalist. And I was very mad. I'm still very upset. So, Alex, if you're out there, I still hate you, even though I love you because you're my co-host. Anyway, Alec, on the other hand, Schumber says, different view of Drew's cave. Damn right. Yeah, we just turned it around. You can see all the little collection stuff that I got there. Some of the sports books is there. I'm going to put some more out. And then, of course, I got the flag there to cover up some my DVD collections. You guys don't need to see some of the stuff that I watch. That's kind of personal, just to let you know. Joyce Rivera, thank you for tuning in. Great season, very exciting, and the last 2 years have been fantastic compared to the 18 before. A ride or die support. I agree. Eddie Fowler, the secondary looked like they had never played together, which I think it's just because it's the first game back. It's the first game back. Everybody thought that, the three-headed monster, including myself, was going to get back to its playoff roots. I should have known better. Corners need a little bit of time. It's just like wide receivers and their quarterback. Corners and their middle linebackers, just the whole fluidity of that defense just relies on itself, usually with a middle linebacker who can control it and the corners who can control that airspace, but also they touch base with the middle linebacker to know what is to actually happen for the game. So it's hard, man. It is hard. Covering Cup dropped. I knew Cup was going to be a problem this game, but I also knew Mike Evans was going to be a problem for them this game too. So Carl Hardy, thank you for tuning in. Brady comes back next year. Can't see him going out like this. He wants to go out on top. And that's what I mean. That's why I said earlier, I think this basically makes Brady go into the locker room, go home and be like, I'm not done. I can't be done. I can't go out like this. If I do go out like this, it's at least one more. It's one more. It's him telling the NFL and all of his friends so that everybody can have their whole, retirement train, which is something that a lot of these players haven't had, but they've wanted to. When Michael Jordan and a few of these other guys in the NBA have had it where they said, I'm retiring at the end of this season, or this will be the end of my career here. Wayne Gretzky. Did anybody want to see Wayne Gretzky play in the year 2000? No. Retire with your number, son of a bitch. And that's exactly what he did. In this case, if Brady's to come back, his contract is up. A lot of the other players and a lot of the other coaches' contracts are technically up. Bruce Arians can go retire. Leftwich and Bowles can both get their respected head coaching jobs or coordinator jobs, or even keep the job there in Tampa that they've wanted and respectively deserve. And if they do leave Tampa Bay, more than likely they are going to be given a better opportunity to go to that team and draft a quarterback in the next upcoming draft, which has got prospects 1,000 times better than the prospects in this draft, right? As of right now, you got Bryce Young in Alabama, Stroud in freaking Ohio State. There's the kid out of Clemson there, which we'll see about him. I still think he'll be good, but there's at least 3 really good quarterbacks coming out of that draft. And then if you're a head coach and you're given the opportunity, 4 or 5 years, Arch Manning becomes available into the league. So I totally understand why some people in some aspects around the league are thinking that the Buccaneers are going to break this up. But also at the same time, it would make more sense for everybody just to come back for one more year, kick it into high gear. Everybody knows it's Brady's last year. So everybody's going to want to pick off Brady because it'll be the last time and it'll be the only time, or last time Brady ever got picked off is by me. You know what I mean? And then you have that ball. So it's just certain things like that, or his last touchdown, But if he gets the Super Bowl, then his last year, he literally goes out and he fills all of his rings and he Thanoses himself out and he snaps into a new reality, and it's it. We're done. So I'll give you your spot here for a second, Yakin, because I appreciate you actually sticking to your guns. I know you said last week you're like, I'm gonna come here when the Bucs lose, you son of a bitch. And I'm like, hey man, hold you to it. And you're here giving me comments, which pays my bills. So you're paying a Bucs man bills. I appreciate you. Thanks, buddy. Move to the left so we can watch the game. Man, you just copy and paste from last week. Like, come on, man. We still have the Lightning. Yeah. Tell your Lightning to move aside. My Red Wings are coming because Daddy's home. Super Bowl division title and many records broke for many players. Best years in a long time. And it was only 2 years. This happens for like a whole millennia sometimes for people. It's like an 8-year run for some of these quarterbacks before some of these records are broken, right? So he did it in 2 years. It kind of shows how bad our team was for a little while there. But it doesn't matter. Fire Leftwich, terrible play caller. I don't think he's a terrible play caller. I personally, this is just me. I don't think he should be a head coach. I think he should stay an offensive coordinator. But everyone should be given their opportunity to be a leader. So Steve Slick Probert, thank you for tuning in. Says we fought. Juan Dodson, yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in there. We have nothing to feel bad except for the end number. Football at its finest. You're damn right. Teresa, thank you for being here. Great season overall. I hope they sign as many key players as possible. Proud of my team. See, and you can still say that. Proud of my team. This is my team. Damn right, this is my team. Just like the Golden Knights are my fiance's team. Just like the Cardinals are one of my best friends' team. And the Lions are another one of my best friends' teams. Those are those guys' teams. That's my fiance's team. Buccaneers are my fucking team. Just like they're your team if you're a fan of them. We go down with the ship. just like everybody else does. Just like everybody was riding the ships last year when we won the parade, or when we won and had the parade. Welcome to football. Welcome to sports, ladies and gentlemen. Let's face it, Rams were the biggest obstacle. By far. That is why last week I said, if there's one team I don't want to play, I do not want to play the Rams. Which, by the way, I should probably tell my fiance she could tell her best friend that she can come over now, because I don't necessarily hate the Rams that much, but I still hate the Rams. So we'll see about that. Agreed 100% with the cultural comment. Winning feels good, right? Doesn't it? It's the culture change is now. And believe me, when it becomes to that new, people are going to be like, oh, we lost in 10 years, or oh, we did this in 10 years from now, or whatever the outcome is going to be in 10 years. If we go back to the losing, guess what? At least our fan base has grown and has a nice core of the diehard fans who understand what it's like to be a Buccaneers fan. And if I'm 40 to 45 years old and I got to wait for the next opportunity to trade for a friggin', I don't know, a wide receiver / quarterback at that point, you know what I mean? And it doesn't look like the right move to make, but hell, we did it. We win a Super Bowl in the first season. Not going to be mad. Not going to be mad. It's what I was born to deal with, in my opinion. Acri Marty, Bucs rule, win or lose. We was outplayed in the first half. By far. And thank you for tuning in. Kyle Yacey tuned in tonight. Thank you, buddy. Says easily. Carlos Carrillo, thank you for tuning in, buddy. Offense never gave up. Go Bucs. We should have double team Cup because he was their main target. In blitz, everybody else. Agreed. I think they were just a little bit more worried about the OBJ getting open and doing some OBJ stuff. And I don't want to deal with OBJ. I would rather Cooper Kupp have done what he did tonight than OBJ to have been all over the headlines. Like, OBJ destroys the Bucs. It's like, oh, I want to go to bed forever. In a nice way. Fuck the Aints. Damn right, Kyle. That's what we do on this show. We have no love for the Aints on this show. Unless if there's a Saints fan that actually came up and was like, listen, love your show, want to talk about the Saints in like an actual blah, 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 I would. And it'd be friendly banter back and forth. And I think everybody would enjoy that. It'd be awesome. If you could find me a Saints fan out there, I'll do that with them. But 99% of them aren't like that. Tony Barasio, Rams lose to the 49ers. Good to see you again, Tony Barasio. Man. I kind of want the 49ers and Bills to play in the Super Bowl now, but we'll have to obviously see what happens here. Josh Allen just made it a 4th down. So I like your style, ma'am. Stevie says, damn right. Honestly, no shade to the Bucs. Great game played. Still love the Falcons, but no hate at all on the Bucs. No, and that's the thing. It's the stereotypical hate that you have on your divisional rivals, or like, the Patriots or the Cowboys or the 49ers or the Steelers, all the great teams from way back in the day. So I agree. No hatred toward your Falcons. I hate your jerseys, man. I hate your jerseys, and I'm sorry. Go back to the old ones. Those ones actually literally look like you don't want to play that team. Just their colors. Like, they literally look like the red bad guys of every. Yeah. I don't think Brady will want to go out like this. Come on back, Tom. We love you no matter what you decide. I agree, Teresa. I agree. Pirate Flesh is all in. Hells yeah. Oh, Fred, no, don't do that to me, buddy. I hate it. I didn't want to see you in the comment section do that, but I appreciate you being in here. 14-5. It kills me. It kills me. But you know what, buddy? The fact that you were so dedicated all season to 19-0. Come May and June, buddy, we'll start up the 19-0 parade, okay? It definitely won't happen, but if Brady starts doing the parade where he's like, this is my last season and I'm not going down without a fight, I'm definitely calling for 19-0. I don't give a damn what anybody says. Don't give a damn what anybody says. Tom Brady's the greatest of all time. Thanks for a great season. Hells yeah, Fred. I appreciate you for being here. Chris tuning in tonight. Oh my God, Chris. Football is 4 quarters. Team didn't show up till halftime. He's right. He's right. And to be completely honest with you, I saw his status earlier too on Facebook, where he's like, I remember 28-3, and I wanted to go in there too. And make a couple of comments, but I was like, I'm just going to wait. And to be, I wanted that win so bad. I don't think I've wanted anything so bad except for my fiance. So, man, I wanted that win. Stevie says, I love my team. We fought. We had a chance. Damn right. Oh, excuse me. Damn right that we did. Jonathan Bott. Injuries didn't lose us the game. Drop passes, penalties, and just them being a little better today was the issue. Agreed. I do think that the worst situation, like the worst injury, definitely put the offense in a situation where some of those may have happened for sure. But I understand where you're coming from. Like even some of those, we don't need to make excuses, right? Like we do. Like Tyler Johnson should have dove for a couple of those passes. Like Tyler Johnson just looked like he didn't want to get hit, and I think we were starting to get a little bit too lenient on Tyler Johnson. Us as fans being like, "Wow, there's a reason why we could just put Tyler Johnson in." It's like, well, I don't think that's going to be the case necessarily anymore. So that's why I'm kind of like, do we go wide receiver in the draft? There's like 2 or 3 that I know people don't like torn ACLs, but like the 2 or 3 wide receivers that tore their ACL and that are available in this draft are not guys that I would just pass up. Like imagine you just get another Chris Godwin and you know it's going to be a Chris Godwin. That's value. That's extreme value. Let's go, Andrew. Appreciate you, buddy. Sean Hochuli is the bigger fuck of his dad. Okay, thank you for tuning in, Mike Stover. Oh my God, you are so right. Preach. Thank you. He made plays. It's knee jerk, right? Mike Stover says, "Yep, it's all about the football. We love the sport. You created something beautiful that I'm proud to be a part of." Oh, thank you, Kyle. Hey, man, I love having every fan base on here. This is the reason why, Live from the Cheap Seats is fun. We get to talk about the Buccaneers all the time. NSD, honestly, if you want to see me basically represent the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the rest of the conversation that's out there in the offseason, and of course, other people who joined in. But NSD's got, we got a Falcons fan like Kyle. We got a Cardinals analyst. Kyle is our Falcons analyst that we have on. We got a Broncos analyst. And we're starting to get a couple other guys that want to hop in. And we touch base with other shows that they also have fans of other teams that they give analysts about too. So, yeah, this has been fun to build up on. And I appreciate all the love and support that everybody's thrown out for not only this show, but for NSD too. So, yeah. And if you want to see your friends get onto this little fan club that we got going on here in this show, we got, Dynasty coming up here. Mock drafts are going to help you guys win some money in hockey and football or basketball and baseball in the off season here. So if you want people to get on that little train that we got going on here, remember to like and share this show and all the NSD content that we got. Follow me, of course, on Twitter at Andrew_Faubert and North Sports Dynasty. Stevie says, pussies drink last. Preach. Appreciate all of you guys tonight. Enjoy what they built, right? Just enjoy this. Enjoy what they built. Because honestly, whether if we got one more year to say enjoy this, like what we have, and then we have to start rebuilding, wouldn't it be kind of nice to know that? Just like for us as the Tampa Bay Buccaneer fan base, they'd be like, listen, this is Tom Brady's red carpet exit from the NFL next year. And you guys just got to figure it out after that. Done. Completely done. Can we give Brady a boat? Can we literally give Brady gifts the whole entire season while he wins us the Super Bowl? I think that would be fun. Because then after that, if we got to do this rebuild, it would just be really fun because people are going to try to make their little shows being like, if we went out and signed a quarterback named Jameis Winston or something like that, it'd be like, oh my God, are we really starting to do this here? Right? No. We're going to do our rebuild again. It's going to happen. Every team does it, but at least we're doing it right now as well. We are grabbing young talent that is available to us at picks like number 32 and at 19 and later on in the draft when we're actually doing good. And just like this year where we have probably I'm going to assume it's pick 26 to 28. I'm assuming that's where we are picking. So, Like those players that are around there, they're going to help build this team going into the future. So, oh man, from Stevie Slick, man, you guys are so nice today, and gals. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Alex said, hopefully the Lightning win it. Yeah, I know. Listen. It is a Bucs report show, so I always have to give respect to all the Tampa Bay teams, even though I am a Red Wings fan. So, it is what it is. So, UK Buck here too. Oh, right on. I didn't even actually know that you were UK Buck here too. Well, I mean, I know you're in, say, like, I know you were in Europe. I didn't realize you were UK. I thought you were somebody else. Or that somewhere that where you were was connected to somewhere else. I'm bad at my geography when it comes to Europe. I really am, and I apologize. Doing StreamYard, bro. Hells yeah, dude. Hells yeah. The Last Dance Brady style, right? Right. Hey, now we're talking. I like what you're thinking there, Jonathan Bott. That's exact. I like that a lot, actually. Like, don't they have that behind the scenes that they were doing with the Colts for the regular season, where they kind of like after games were doing like that Hard Knock style? Give me that for the Bucs next year if that's going to be Brady's last hoorah. Oh yeah. I know. Yeah. See, and Jose is part of North Sports Dynasty too. We'll get him on a couple of shows. He would be our Steelers analyst. Right now, he is the scary guy in our dynasty because he made a couple of trades, and now I don't know. I don't want to deal with his team. I told you that already. Christopher Cole, good to see you tonight, buddy. Great game, and even better. This is what we've created here, not only at North Sports Dynasty and Live from the Chiefs, but just the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like, we're not that mad. We're upset, and we're all upset together. You know, we all know what we're going into to work tomorrow. And people are like, if you got to go to work with a few 49er fans, or possibly from what I'm seeing here, Josh Allen is fun. I like that. Josh Allen is just right fired up. Or whether it's the Bills or whoever, right? You got to go to work tomorrow. You got to deal with everybody. It's fine. But I know a lot of people in Tampa Bay who work with each other are just going to be looking at each other like, hey, man, let's just get to work. Let's just do it. So I've been with them since 76, not stopping now. Damn right's Rich 0665. I appreciate you tuning in, brother. The Alabama wide receiver that got injured himself in the final game, I'd love to draft him, I think. Honestly, I agree. Jameson Williams would be one hell of a pick, especially if a lot of these teams do decide to go and pick the healthier ones, but some of the more polished, right? So that would be your Garrett Wilsons and your Drake Londons and your Treylon Burks, Chris Olave. Like, if those are the 4 to 5 wide receivers that start going first, and like a John Mechie and Jameson Williams start falling down to us, I'm not going to have a problem taking an Alabama wide receiver and putting them with Mike Evans. I don't care what quarterback we have. I just think that would be fun. He could be another god. See, exactly. I do think that as well. Bills pulled ahead. That is right. And that leaves me to this. It looks like we got about $1.50 left. I want to check out the end of this game, and I want to go have my last drink of the night and enjoy this fan base online a little bit more. You guys will find me obviously on Twitter at Andrew_Faubert. And you will find me here at Bucs Report and North Sports Dynasty. Give both of them a like and a follow. You will see me and all the content that we at North Sports Dynasty and me, Andrew Faubert, have to post on all those sites for you in the off season. I ain't going anywhere, but I am going to take a little bit of break from Live from the Cheap Seats for a little while. But I will be back because I'm not leaving you guys forever. No. If I'm getting replaced or fired by a cat, you will know. Okay. I will be back. Give me a few weeks. I want to deal with this. I want to watch the rest of the season. I'll be here still on Saturdays for sure. And when the full season is done, the Super Bowl is all over, I'll be back. We'll have some shows every so often. We'll talk about the news with the Buccaneers. We'll talk about the draft, who we're looking at. We'll talk about the Brady updates. We'll talk everything your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I ain't going to leave you. Don't you worry about that. I'm still going to be here rocking with you. Don't worry, Carl. I'm sticking here. Carl Hardy, great season, Andrew. A great season to all of the Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans out there. Honestly, this is the first time at the end of the season where we're not all sitting in the comment section being like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. Fire everybody and just redo it again. We're actually, we're upset, but we can deal with this as a fan base. And that's what I like. So much respect to you and to Jonathan, to everybody tonight. Thank you for the show, buddy. You do an awesome job. Much appreciated, buddy. Much appreciated. Thank you all again. I hate that I would have to end like this, but at the same time, too, it just feels good to know that this culture and this winning atmosphere that we got here, this isn't going anywhere. Not for a couple of years. So when you see all the fans out there on Monday, give them a hug. They're going to need it. We're all going to need it, but we're going to get through this just like we do every single year. Much love, everybody. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. This has been Andrew Faubert, live from the cheap seats. You all enjoy the rest of your season. Have a great one. Good night.
T-minus 20 seconds.